First, police and firefighters received a raise. Now sanitation workers in Rocky Mount say it's their turn. WRL's Keenan Willard shows us why some city leaders support the move, but others are pumping the brakes.
Here in Rocky Mount, sanitation workers have been calling on the city for bigger pay boosts for nearly 6 months now. But the city manager says the latest budget raised their pay by thousands, and even more is on the way. It's a familiar refrain at Rocky Mount city meetings. Speakers coming up one after the other, calling for the council to approve a bigger pay bump for sanitation workers.
It's hard hat workers that runs our city.
In April, Rocky Mount raised starting salaries for police to $60,000, the highest in the state. Shortly after, a new pay study raised the average salary for firefighters to $55,000. Some sanitation workers say following those raises, their department deserves a greater pay increase as well.
We are part of this city. We are a cog in the wheel like everybody else. We want our due respect. We ain't asking for the ceiling, but like I say, we want to get up off the floor.
Last month, City Councilman Andre Knight motioned to raise sanitation salaries by 15%, but it didn't get enough support to come to a vote.
When we look at other departments who have received a 36% increase and some receive a 27% increase, when it comes to our sanitation workers, it's seeing that they're being discriminated against by our city manager.
WRL asked City Manager Keith Rogers Jr. for a response to sanitation workers' calls for a raise. In a statement, the city says under the new budget, 44 out of 45 sanitation workers received raises between 5 and 24%. And the average sanitation employee got a pay boost of nearly $2,500. The city also says Rocky Mount sanitation workers are among the highest paid in North Carolina. WRL checked starting sanitation worker pay for cities across the state. At around $40,500, Rocky Mount's starting pay is greater than Durham's and Winston-Salem's, and just below the starting rate in cities like Raleigh, Greenville, and Greensboro. Still, some Rocky Mount leaders say they'll continue to push for higher salaries for sanitation workers. Keenan Willard, WRL News, Rocky Mount.
The city manager says sanitation workers are also set to get an additional cost of living raise up to 4% by March. Some workers are planning to rally outside City Hall next Monday before the upcoming city council meeting.